Hi Sandy, how are you today?
Hi, I'm okay. I guess I could be better.
Could be better, huh? Why is that?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I just didn't really have a great week.
I see. Would it be okay if I take a look at the forms that you completed in the waiting room?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time to complete these, Sandy. Like I said before, the forms are super helpful for both you and me to make sure that you're making progress over time. So how would you say overall your mood is compared to last week?
Maybe about the same, give or take.
Okay, that's what it seems like to me as well. And overall, could you tell me how much of a sense of well-being you've had for most of the week? Like say 0 would be no sense of well-being and 10 means the best sense of well-being you've ever had.
I would probably say about a 3.
Okay, well thank you for sharing that, Sandy, and I think that's a good number and it seems like you're moving in the right direction.
Thank you.
Okay, Sandy, if it's okay with you, I think it would be a good idea for us to set an agenda for today's session. Do you remember the reason why it's a good idea to have an agenda for our sessions? And if you don't remember, that's okay. We've covered a lot of stuff.
I think I forget. Can you remind me?
Yeah, of course, no problem. So the reason why we set an agenda is so we can determine what is most important for you to cover, and then together we can decide how to spend the session time. Does that sound reasonable?
Yes, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. So, can you update me on your week and what's happened since our last session? I just want to see what you were able to get done. And Sandy, if there's anything in particular I should know, feel free to share that.
Okay. My week wasn't too bad, I suppose. I was able to go to Michael's and get some more craft supplies, like we talked about. I got them all home and I organized them. But then once I had it all set up, I felt a little overwhelmed to try and do some of the paintings we talked about. So I was just feeling like I was too tired, or that if I did try to paint, that it wouldn't come out very well because of how I was feeling.
Okay. Well, Sadie, that's great that you were able to go to Michael's and get more art supplies. How did it feel to be able to complete that?
I mean, at first I was really anxious to get out of the house because I've definitely been staying inside more and avoiding going to the store. But I guess it was a good thing.
That's right. Good job. And I'm very proud of you for getting out and about. Were there any thoughts, or could you tell me some of your thoughts that you were having when you were in the store?
Yeah, so I guess at first I felt like everybody was sort of looking at me. I didn't know where all the stuff was inside of the store, so that was also a little frustrating.
Okay. Well, thank you for telling me that, Sandy. And it's definitely frustrating when you go into a store, right, and you don't know where things are. And what you told me, it sounds like it was a little anxiety-provoking. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I felt a bit overwhelmed and anxious.
Okay. Well, despite being anxious, you were still able to get all the supplies and bring them home, right?
That's right. I guess I really didn't give myself enough credit for being able to do it.
Well, I think you did a great job. And now that you have all your art supplies, do you think we should look at your action plan and review it together?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Okay, so now that you have the art supplies, what are some of your other goals you'd like to work towards between now and your next session?
Well, I want to do some painting.
Okay, excellent. Anything else?
I should probably also clean my apartment. It's a bit of a mess.
Okay, well, I think that's a great starting point, Sandy. How do you think you would feel if you completed those 2 things by the next time we met?
I'm sure I would feel a lot better, but I'm not so sure I can clean my entire apartment.
Okay, I'm glad you told me that, Sandy. Do you think it would be better to focus on cleaning just 1 or 2 rooms instead of the whole apartment?
Yeah, that would probably be easier, I think.
Okay, great. And which 2 rooms do you think you would consider a priority?
Probably my bathroom and my bedroom.
Okay, that sounds like a great plan, Sandy. So I wrote these goals here for you at the bottom of your action plan.
Okay, thank you. I think this will be really helpful for me to look at when I'm home and on my own.
Awesome. I'm so glad that you find it helpful, Sandy, and this is an important part of CBT. And as your therapist, I just want to make sure like the things that I'm providing to you are helpful for both you and myself, as this is a collaborative process.
Yeah, thank you. That makes sense.
Okay. So if it's okay with you, Sandy, I want to talk a little bit about our session and kind of summarize what we went over just so it's clear to both me and you. Does that sound okay?
Yes.
Okay. So we talked about what was important to you, some activities that you wanted to complete over this next week, such as completing a painting, and then cleaning your bathroom and bedroom. On a scale of 1 to 10, or 0 to 10, with 0 being you definitely will not complete those activities, and 10 you will complete them and possibly do an additional painting and clean your whole apartment. Where would you say you feel?
I think I'm probably at a 6. I really want to get this stuff done.
Wow, that's amazing, Sandy. I can tell that you're excited for these activities.
Thanks. I did find this helpful, and I can see why it's important for me to engage in the activities that I've been avoiding.
Thanks for telling me that, Sandy. It's good information for me to know. And so we only have a few minutes left here in our session today, so I think it would be a good idea to maybe summarize what we talked about, and then you can give me some feedback. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Sandy, it seems like overall you were feeling slightly better this week than last, and it appears like it's because you were able to go to Michael's, you were able to get outside and purchase some art supplies. You recognized that it was important for you to do things for yourself, and you also gave yourself the credit for doing these things. Would you say that's correct?
Yes, I agree.
Perfect. And did I miss anything that you thought was important?
No, not that I can think of.
Awesome. Well, great. It was very nice to see you, and I look forward to our session next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.